guys, welcome to yet another edition of Spice and Vibes at Social Banter. It's always a nice time coming together and discussing issues happening around us. And like we always say, it's just our opinion. Everything we are all about our opinion, just for us to chat around things. And we welcome your comments. We want you to please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Today I have with me my usual friend, okay, and I'm Boyega. So today we are going to be discussing the issue of social media and the Nigerian government's plan or intention to clamp down on social media or regulate. That's the right word. That's the word they used. They want to regulate the social media. I want to see if this is actually appropriate, if this is needed, if it is necessary, or if it is just something that should not even be attempted at all. So let's dive straight into it here. What do you think about this?
Well, you spoke about two things. Number one is
Okay. Yeah.
clamp down is on the negative, so I don't support clamp down in any way. But um, regulation of social media, I think we are getting to that. I mean, we've not gotten there. We've gotten to that period where I think the social media forms such a very important part of the society. So I don't really think I don't really think it should be left uh, unattended to. There should be something regulating it, well, because as human beings, whatever is not regulated is abuse is inevitable.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, because these days we have cases of cyberbullying, cyber stalking, and let me use the Nigerian language. They go drag you like tiger generator. So
Mhm.
I I think we are getting to that period. Though the fundamental in our constitution talks about the freedom of speech. But my philosophy about this is whenever you are trying to enforce your fundamental human rights, and that same human right you are trying to enforce is infringing on somebody else's
That
human
is right. Yeah.
problem,
Yeah.
there's and I think a lot of it is going on these days. A lot of misinformation, absolute falsehood, and it's only a matter of time. If I feel, though I'm an advocate of freedom of speech, but when freedom of speech comes out with unguarded information and the rest, we may actually be heading into trouble. Well, I don't know what your opinion is about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Some people may argue that there are existing social media rules in Nigeria, like there are regulations on ground already by according to the Nigerian constitution and the law, that there are laws guiding the use of social media already in Nigeria. So there won't be any need for any further regulation of the social media space. But what I would agree with you based on what you just said. What I feel is when things become too excessive, then there is a need for um, order in any society. There is always a need, for order in any society. I don't know if you saw the video of the American legislative arm interviewing these social media creators, like no, the owners of these social media spaces, like what's the name? Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and Instagram, and then the owner of TikTok was in that panel as well. Was also interviewed. The owner of TikTok. Yeah, you didn't
I
see it.
do that.
Oh, okay, okay. So they already the United States, senators or legislative arm, they already interviewed them and they told them about the evils that have come up based on the use of social media, particularly as it concerns children. That children, a lot of children, because we know the American society is something different. Children are via TikTok, going into drug addiction. In fact, they even invited families of some of the children who died as a result of the use of Instagram. Maybe people talking about guns, how to use guns, talking about violence, how to use drugs and all that. And some of them took drugs and died. So they actually questioned them, that they actually made them to apologize, and also that promise that they will work together and regulate some of these things to make sure that children are protected at all costs. So if the United States can do that kind of thing, I don't know why Nigeria should not do such thing, because Nigerians are like, oh, there is no need. Like you said, yeah, freedom of speech is very, very essential. But when it comes to a situation whereby people are now toxic, like absolutely toxic. On every topic, people just begin, and it's creating something like a form of unseriousness amongst the youth. It's just like people are jobless. All they want to do is just chat away their life. Someone call it scrolling away their life, calling it a doom scroll. Like you just keep scrolling till you scroll away your life. So I think there should be a need for such thing. However, when it comes to the Nigerian society, people can't trust the government. Some people would argue that the government is trying to control, citizens, and try to tame them such that they won't be able to question, bad leadership, question things that are going wrong in the polity. So that's some people's argument. So I think it's just here and there where I can't really, okay, from my own point of view, if you ask me my opinion, I think it's a welcome development. But that would be if the leadership is also sincere about this, because there are several other things in the society that could be attended to, but left unattended to. So why are they very, very concerned about, oh, social media, social media? Is that the major problem now in the country? So that's just my own point regarding that.
I'm listening keenly to your submission about this, and I must say that was quite a brilliant one. Um, Social media is as important as the National Assembly
Mm,
to us,
mm.
but people tend to listen or pay more attention to things they heard on social media than what they read in books these days. I am concerned. I think was it one of these renowned world bodies that talked about the issue of what do you call it, fake news.
Yeah, yeah,
Social media is the bakery where they
yeah.
bake. Let me go on a lighter mood. I was reading from some. I was reading a particular comment on Twitter on X this afternoon, and that guy just wrote, "How can I quote it verbatim?" Okay, let me try and quote it verbatim. That every other country in the world is going through recession, but Nigeria alone, we are not serious. Do you
What
get
does
what?
that mean? I can no, I can. Yeah, I'm trying to, you
You know,
know.
we had officially today that the
Yeah.
British economy has gone into recession, and I think a number of other countries across Europe are passing. Normally, apart from that's not excusing the ineptitude of people in government in Nigeria,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the world. There's a general what do you call it? Sorry, there's a general economic what do you call it, downturn.
yeah,
So this guy, I think this guy, as he got the report about the British economy going into recession, and it was like, now everybody, every serious country across the world are going into recession, but Nigeria has refused to go into recession. So that makes Nigeria an unserious country.
An unserious country. That,
I
how
understand.
does that even make any sense? Yeah.
You understand? So, and a
Yeah.
lot of people like, which kind of man be this one? So, so what am I saying? There is a lot of falsehood. There's a lot of, in fact, to be very, very honest, times when I read from the so-called influencers, you see,
Oh no, no. That's something, that's even something, that's an area that we can't even exhaust when we begin to explore that. Yeah.
during the campaigns, was it Peter of P Square and Sheon Kuti that had that? But
Bro.
the truth of the matter was, even before then, I remember a particular day when the now President Tinubu was talking about the recharging of Lake Chad. And I think it was the same, was it Paul or Peter, either of those P Square guys, just went on social media like, we don't enter trouble. Now, we are talking of recharge of Lake Chad. How do you recharge it? In fact, I even met a guy in my church and was like, see, we can't vote for this man. He wants to reach. And I had to call him and say, look, I am a civil engineer. I had part of my study in water engineering. So you guys are saying rubbish.
Yeah, that's the point. A lot of the shallowness is just
You
out
understand?
of this world. Yeah.
The technical word for rescuing, let me use the word rescuing a river, it's called recharge because you need to dredge from one source or the other to increase the number of we call it tributaries and estuaries that comes into the river to make the river come alive again. If not, the river goes on. I said it is called recharge. That a simple Google search of,
Yeah. I would lead you. That's even it. That's it.
you understand? So
Sorry to cut you. Let me cite another example so that the conversation can just flow. There is this I saw something again recently on social media. They brought out a picture of an Owo prince dressed in his regalia. I think in the maybe 19 in the 60s or in the 50s. So people now started commenting in the comment section saying, "Oh, they want to rewrite history. This is definitely not a Yoruba man. This is a Benin person." Like I was forced because I'm from Ondo State and I've seen our people dress in their traditional attire, and I know exactly how it looks like. All those those metal stuff and all that. They were like, it's just Benin that they are trying to rewrite history. I'm like, see, before we became divided, we were all brothers. That's what I put in the comment. We were all brothers. So the fact that a Benin guy dresses like this does not mean a Yoruba man cannot dress like this. This is his own origin. This is his own heritage. This is exactly how our man dresses. I was like, traditionally, that's the way they dress. But you people needed to just make a little Google search and you understand all these things instead of just arguing blindly. So to buttress what you were saying,
yes,
oh,
it's a very valid point to say. It's a very, very valid point because what happens, and this is one of the reasons, this is one of core reasons why I will naturally, I grew up, even in my blood as an activist, I'm always an anti-establishment person. But I think I've grown to that stage in my life because you wouldn't know how bad this was, especially what we experienced as at this time last year. Yes, today's 15th, so we were
yeah,
some the election. People practically came with information that could have set the country on fire.
yeah, even still.
Even now, after
And the
election, you
level of dedication to it is just absurd.
saying because you are supporting a candidate, posting family of judges, infringing on some people's privacy. It's crazy. The last person that introduced that in America is having issues. I mean, Donald Trump.
Mm.
That research used the social media to mobilize some unscrupulous elements, and they went into the United States House, scattered every other thing. Those guys are in jail as we speak. The ones that were caught on camera. So we cannot leave the social media unregulated. Seriously speaking, at times people just bring up pictures of innocent people, write stories around them, and the next thing, a lot of bullying and cyberbullying, verbal, everything
Just
just
like just like the case of Iwobi of recent, and what they had to.
let's even say football has its own madness.
Mm.
Do you know during Mohbad's issue, do you know the number of people there were even when it got to a point, this is a murder case. In a Senate climb, people invest. You allow the police and the corona authorities and every other thing, since it's a medical issue, to investigate, to know what happened. The next thing, a lot of names started flowing, both people that were related and not related to this thing, just names dropping, and people formed camp. And the most unfortunate thing about this is within some few weeks of madness, they go back into their shell and look for the next available mad issue to jump on.
Yeah, to talk about. Even now, as we speak, I'm not sure they reburied the young man. I don't think so, even up to now. But nobody is even talking about it. That's the point. So, so all those noise, did not even count for much.
No, we are just how do I put, I don't want to sound too we are just this kind of vague people. You understand? Somebody was like, autopsy. I said, there is a different, there are, there is a lot of knowledge gap in the society.
I think that's the point.
I must confess. But unfortunately, we are in the days of, I want to trend. You just see one non-entity somewhere, jump on a particular trend, and start making blah, 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 blah,
The-
blah, blah, blah
and
noise.
the fact that they make uninformed, statements. I remember, of recent. I don't know why people can't use this same advantage of the social media and the new media technology generally, to advance the way they talk, the things, the way they reason, and the information they give out. I don't know why they have to go the negative
Yeah.
side. Of recent, someone was talking. Please, I want to quickly cite something. So,
We are giving to vague and fake lifestyle.
mm,
Whether you know what to talk about or not, you just want to talk.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just want to talk and just come outside. And so please, sorry for
Yeah,
cutting
yeah,
you.
yeah. There's this example I wanted to, even of myself, because I don't know why people don't reason like that. Of recent, someone talked about
Timaya or Donkamaiti.
Timaya, yeah, Timaya, it's Timaya, yeah. Okay, so Timaya, they were just talking, making comments. So in the comment section, someone was talking like, oh, before they born you, Timaya, they don't nominate Timaya for Grammys. So I wanted to immediately, me, like I wanted to immediately say, make it a statement of fact that Timaya has never been nominated for a Grammy. But on the second thought, I quickly went to Google search and I found out that it was actually nominated. That is a Grammy nominee. I never knew. So some people, instead of them to at least quickly check, if you want to make a comment on anything, quickly
I-
check.
I'm hearing
Huh?
that for the first time. What year was
Yes, I was shocked too. No, I can't remember the year now, but it was actually nominated. I think he sang with someone.
Was it at the same time that the last time Femi Kuti was nominated? I know there was a time Femi Kuti and one other Nigerian. Was it Timaya?
Yeah,
I'm not
Femi
sure.
Kuti, Seun Kuti has been nominated. So, Timaya. So when I read it, I saw that it was actually nominated. So I was like, okay. I immediately ignored that comment because
Was it nomination or he submitted? I'm not disputing, or he submitted his job for nomination.
No, no, if you submit for nomination, it doesn't count at all because people can. But once you are, I think it's not, I don't think it's his song. I think he actually took the song with someone.
I just want to know. You can
Yeah,
ask.
yeah. I think he actually had the song with someone. So I'm not sure it's his own song like that. So, but when I saw that, you can see now you are even confused about it, and that's my point because immediately I wanted to make it a statement of fact, like I know for sure that he had never been nominated.
Check. You can
Okay,
continue.
go ahead and check now. So that was when I now checked and I had to just pause on that comment. I refused to make the comment. So instead of some people to go ahead and search before making a particular, they just make points out of their emotion and out of whatever they feel is right.
Okay. Let me read from legit.com.
Okay.
He was actually nominated.
Okay.
Okay, let me read that interview. Just a minute, please. He said during a recent music interview, Timaya, the music star, was asked about being nominated for a Grammy in 2018. It was gathered that the singer got nomination over his collaboration with Morgan Heritage.
Yeah, I told you it was a collaboration. He did the song with someone. Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay.
You see, so initially I also, yeah, that's information. No, that's we just proved
Yeah.
the advantage of social media. That's what we should use it for. We should use it to learn. You shouldn't even argue with people anymore. Before you argue, just go straight, search.
Great.
So I
We
don't know why people keep arguing, and it's just so annoying.
sorry to say this.
Yeah.
We have a generation of mentally lazy folks.
Mm.
Very, very lazy mentally. Whatever requires an extra push for knowledge, they find it very, very difficult to make that extra push. The way I was raised, I won't just come out, especially in the public space. Then, apart from that, that is not even I'm not having so much, I'm having serious problem with that, but the problem is not as serious as when you do not know what we call public ethics.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? That is even
Yes,
where we
yes,
are.
yes, yes.
You come out, push out wrong information about someone else,
Mm.
about the country itself. You understand?
Yeah.
A lot of things going on. A lot
And they
of
use it to destroy people's marriages, people's lives. Did you know of the AY situation that someone accused him of sleeping with someone else, and eventually AY now sued the person to court, and the person started apologizing. I don't know. Just because you want to find engagement, you just keep saying whatever you want without any form of consideration whatsoever.
you are damaging somebody else's life. For God's sake, I remember the other Badmos issue where that girl had to be set. But and do you know the funny thing? When the girl came back after paying the fine and everything, she was still happy, jumping all over. But unfortunately for this person, she has forgotten that she may not be able to take any public position, at
Oh.
least not in the next 12 years, according to the constitution. Just
Mm.
automatically, you have become an ex-convict
Wow.
for saying what you
Yeah,
don't
yeah, what you say about that? Yeah.
have. The way I grew up, I know that when being asked of something and you do not have such an information, I will tell you I cannot confirm. This is
Okay.
what I know. But if you can present a more superior argument or more superior information, I'm happy.
All
So
right.
it needs to be regulated because
Yeah.
a lot of guys moving on social media these days don't even understand the difference between talking to just one person. When you're talking about yourself, you can say anything about yourself. Nothing concerns
Yeah.
anybody. But for God's sake, you need to say things. How do what you say, how does it affect your next door neighbor?
Even your country.
The mental health of the person you are talking to. A lot of cyberbullying,
Yeah.
cyber stalking. Just come and say, okay, let's drag them. Now, look at what happened during what do you call it? In fact, this thing is giving us a lot of, it makes people from other climes see us as
Chaos.
animals.
Yeah, yeah. As even noisemakers and all that.